Hi everyone, welcome you all back. This video will give you a brief outline about geothermal power plant. So the geothermal power plant is nothing but it is just trapping the earth internal heat, right? Here in this picture you are seeing that in the world's total electric power generation, other renewable energy contributes only 2.2%, right? So this geothermal power plant, that is geothermal energy, just fall in these 2.2% only. So what is geothermal energy? If you look at the earth from the center point up to 1300 kilometers, it is called as inner core, and from 1300 radius to the 2250 kilometer radius, it is called as outer core. From 2250 to 2900 kilometers, it is called as mantle. From 8 to 40 kilometers from the surface, it is called as crust, right? If you look at here at the center, that is, I said at the center it is called as core. In the core, the temperature will be near to 5000 degrees Celsius. Heat energy continuously flow from the hot core, right? From the hot core, the heat energy is continuously coming up to the mantle, that is, it will be in molten stage, right? It will be in molten state condition. In the molten state condition, the heat is flow in the mode of conduction, right? From the molten material, the heat is transferred to the crust by the convection flow. So because of conduction and convection, heat is flow from the core to the upper crust of the earth, right? 16 kilowatts of heat energy per kilometer is available inside the earth surface, right? So this is the mean heat flux at the earth surface, and this heat flux is strongest along the tectonic plate of boundaries. Because of the volcanic activity, the heat is transferred from the core to the near to the surface, and only very few amount of molten rock, that is only a small fraction of molten rock actually reaches the surface. So where you can get the heat energy? It said that in typical regions only there will be 20 Kelvin, that is 20 degrees Celsius of heat temperature difference per kilometer from the surface. If you deep about 1 kilometer, then the temperature difference to the surface and that place will be 20 degrees Celsius. In volcanic region, it will be up to 100 degrees Celsius. So for the power production, you need the temperature well above the 100 degrees Celsius. So to get the heat, you need to drill the earth up to what depth you have to drill means, if you drill in the volcanic region, you have to drill only 1 kilometer to get a temperature difference of 100 degrees Celsius. Whereas in other regions, you have to drill up to 5 kilometers to get the temperature difference of 100 kilometer. This picture shows you the thermal image of the United States, right? If you see here, in all these places, this is up to about 3.5 kilometers from the earth surface. It is only 3.5 kilometers from the earth surface. At 3.5 kilometers from the earth surface, in most of the region showed in this color, that is, in the most of the region, the temperature will be, that is, 100 degrees Celsius only. Here, if you look at here deeply, there is a hot spot. So this hot spot is nothing but that may be a volcanic activity in that hot spot. The hot spot temperature will be, it is red in color now. Here it will be, the temperature will be 250 to 300 degrees Celsius. So in a hot spot, if you drill about 3.5 kilometer, you will get a temperature of up to 300 degrees Celsius. Similarly, this picture shows the thermal image at 6.5 kilometer. If you want to drill up to 3.5 kilometer, the drilling process is easy, but except the hot spot, in all other spaces, the temperature difference will be very less. That is, it will not be very hot to produce steam, right? if you deep, if you drill up to 6.5 kilometer, then the drilling process will be expensive. But there are technologies available to drill up to 6.5 kilometer. Because of this expensive only, we are not going for the geothermal power plant much. So here also, if you look at the hot spot at 6.5 kilometer, the hot spot temperature may be definitely it is around 300 degrees Celsius. In other places, it is in the range of 220 to 270 degrees Celsius, right? If you go up to 10 kilometer, the hotspot region, that is the heat energy you get in all the region, it is approximately more than 250 degrees Celsius. But drilling the earth up to 10 kilometer is not an easy job. It's just pushing the limits of the technology, right? So how you are going to access the heat which is available inside the earth? You have to drill two holes, and one hole, through one hole you have to inject a cold water, from another hole hot water has to be extracted. So this fluid has to be circulated between these two holes, right? So this hot water will be used to generate steam which turns the turbine, right? So this is the schematic representation of how the drilling is made, right? So through this drill, the cold water is sent to the earth's core, and from here it takes the heat and converted into steam or hot water, and then it again sent to the turbine place. Once it is expanded in the turbine, becomes condensate and will be again sent through this injection hole, right? So what are the issues with the process which is used for extracting the heat from the earth surface? That is, you have to drill two holes. The drilling in the earth up to 3.5 kilometers, I said it is expensive, right? Second one is you have to circulate the fluid. The low permeability of the rock makes the difficulty in the circulating fluid. Then the last thing, in generating steam, the minerals dissolved in the water makes the water disposal problems, right? So the geothermal energy can be found in near to the volcanoes areas. That is, it can be found in the form of geysers. Second one is hot springs. Third one is fumaroles, and the last one is geothermal reservoirs. And if we have seen that hotspot, no, that hotspot is available in the world like this. These places are called as ring of fire. These are all hotspots which is already available in the earth. If you drill in these area, you will get up to 100-degree temperature difference within 3.5 kilometer, right? And the geysers, as I already told you, the geysers, hot springs, fumaroles are young volcanic activities. How it will be look like? The geysers will be like the water will be coming out of the rock. Like rock will be like yellow stones, right? The second thing, in hot springs, the steam comes out from the earth like air, right? The third thing, at one place the steam comes out of the earth in the form like fume, right? So that is why it is called as fumaroles, right? And the geothermal power plants. Geothermal power plants always requires a temperature of 300 Fahrenheit to 700 Fahrenheit. And these geothermal power plants are classified into dry steam power plant. Second one is flash steam power plants. And the third one is binary cycle power plants. We will see one by one. First thing, I taken dry steam power plant. In dry steam power plant, dry steam is extracted directly from the earth, right? That steam will be at about a temperature of 180 degrees Celsius to 225 degrees Celsius, and the pressure will be about 4 to 8 megapascal. This steam is directly used to drive a turbine which is connected to the generator in order to generate the electric power. Then the steam is condensed in a condenser and pumped back into the ground. You can achieve 1 kilowatt hour per 6.5 kg of steam you are extracting from the earth. That is, 55 megawatt plant requires 100 kg per second of steam. And here this is the schematic diagram of dry steam power plant. From the production well, the dry steam is extracted and it is given to the turbine. In the turbine, the steam expands and the turbine starts to rotate. This will connected to a turbine which generates the power, and after expansion in the turbine, the steam is sent to the condenser where it condenses into water and it again sent to the injection well. This is cooling water circuits. It can be used for separately for the condensing purpose. And the next one we are going to take is flash steam power plant, right? In the flash steam power plant is nothing but the hot water, that is hot water from the production well under pressure is pumped to the surface. In the surface there will be atmospheric pressure only. When the pressure is reduced and it results in the water converts into steam, and this steam will converted like a blast. This blast is used to rotate the turbine like here. This turbine is connected to a generator which generates the power. This flash steam, that is the steam after used in the turbine, is again went to the condenser where it condenses into water, and this water is again sent to the earth through the injection well. The flash steam power plant are the most common form of the geothermal power plant, right? And the third one is binary cycle power plants. In binary cycle power plant, it is nothing but the same technology. From the production well, the steam is in binary cycle. In binary cycle, the steam temperature may be about up to 100 to 200 degrees Celsius only. Because of that, it cannot be used in the turbine directly, so that it will exchange the heat in a heat exchanger and again send to the earth. In the heat exchanger, another working fluid like isobutane or isopentane is converted into vapor by the heat which is rejected by this hot brine, right? So in vapor condition it enters the turbine. Again the same thing happens here. The only thing is working fluid is isobutane, right? The heat from the earth can be utilized for various purposes, like except power plant, it can be used directly in the process heating and industrial using, and for domestic purposes. For all those things it can be used directly. See, this shows the geothermal heat pump where the cold water is sent into the earth and it is extracted as the hot water. It is used as the domestic hot water, right? This heat can be used for district heating purposes. In cold countries, no, the steam is used directly for heating purposes. The important points about geothermal power plant is geothermal power plant do not burn a fuel to generate the electricity, and hence the emission levels are very low. It releases only 1% of the carbon dioxide emissions when of a fossil fuel plant. It emits 97% less acid rain causing sulfur. That is, the sulfur emission is very less compared to the conventional fossil fuel power plants. And the advantages are the efficiency of these geothermal power plants are really very high, and it is very reliable. That is, it can be run for 24 hours in a day, and it is a clean energy, renewable and sustainable energy. It will not be depleted. We can save the fossil fuels, and no transportation is required for these type of power plants, right? Similarly, if you go for the concerns, you know that a geothermal power plant can be placed near to the volcanoes, that is hot spots. In the hot spots only the geothermal power plant will able to provide the energy needs. In all over the world, this geothermal power plant cannot provide the energy needs, and it can be used only in the geologically active areas. This is what given here. The water which contains the minerals that will be very corrosive and difficult to dispose safely, right? harmful gases while you drilling the earth, the harmful gases will come. No, that gases will be affect the environment, right? Similarly, the initial cost will be very high because of the piping system required for the geothermal power plant is very high. That's all with geothermal power plant. Thank you one and all for watching the video.